don't even want it, she already on it. Shawty so spicy, baby. You don't need a flown it, she don't let you on it. Shawty so spicy, baby.
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip hop station. The Hype 87.3.
Holla. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Fresh Perspective. Welcome into the Fresh Perspective. It's always a pleasure to be your host, Jfresh. Just keeping it fresh in the partnership with 87.3 and Industry's Most Wanted. Today's guest, we have an amazing brother right here in the A-Town with a fresh vibe. Known this guy for a long time, an artist, a producer, a songwriter, a father, my man, Tru Skyy.
What up?
Tru Skyy. What's going on, brother?
Man, I'm cool. Just chilling.
So, real quickly, one of my first memories with you is, I think we were in Florida, and it was Orlando, right? And you were telling me about how you listen to different music to get a different vibe in like your production or songwriting, right? And we landed on this Middle Eastern record, like on the radio, and you were just vibing to it. And I was like, bro, this dude is on a whole nother vibe. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but when I actually got to produce with you, I actually got to see what you were talking about and like just the different vibes that you have. So, man, it's just amazing to finally have you here in the studio.
Yeah.
So let's take it back just a little bit. You grew up in Ellenwood, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you weren't born here, right?
No. I was in Nuremberg, Germany. So my dad was in the military, and pretty much that's where I came to be over there.
Right.
So that's how I was over there. And then once he left there, we kind of bounced around to a lot of different places. So I was in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Augusta, Georgia, and Denver, Colorado, a lot of different places. So, we ended up landing in Atlanta, or Ellenwood specifically, Ellenwood area, shout out to Crime Mob. But yeah, man, that's kind of my journey to Ellenwood, if you will.
Okay, so how did we get the influence of music?
Man, my mom, honestly, she sung most of my life that I know, and even now to this day, she's still singing, actively performing, actively doing shows. So seeing her sing, within the house, it was definitely beneficial for me. And then my parents both played like all the old school music. So like I grew up on the Frankie Beverly and Mays, grew up on Stevie Wonder, grew up on all of these different icons, basically, Michael Jackson, Prince, like all of these different people. So I'm Kool in the Gang. That's like one of the dopest, bands in the land. So being able to experience all of that and that just be common, my everyday, of course they playing during Christmas time, they playing the Motown soul Christmas song. So, I was just always around music and always around, just that energy, and to be able to like have two different dynamics. So like growing up, my mom was like, she would play like the secular stuff, but she would definitely play like more like the positive Christian type. And my dad would play all of the other stuff, not like negative stuff, but just like definitely it wasn't Christian. It was, again, he what we had, obviously Frankie Beverly and Mays, and then Teddy Pendergrass, playing all these different other people. So, being able to kind of experience that as well gave me my full circle, if you will, as it relates to music.
I got you. So you've been doing this for about 20 years. How do we get into the professional aspect, right? How did we get to producing, songwriting, and actually the artistry?
Well, as far as production, I got into that from a homie of mine in middle school. He put me on to Fruity Loops. So, in middle school, Fruity Loops was kind of like downed upon. Yeah. But, I was like, hey, this is my way in, so let me figure it out. So, we got into Fruity Loops and just start producing and getting into that aspect. And then as far as singing, also middle school, I just was having to like be singing like a Music Soul Child song on the bus. And this girl was like, oh, you can sing. I was like, okay, let me keep going with this thing. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely stayed on the production tip for longer before actually reaching the artist side of it.
I got you. So how is the shift, right? Because production is a whole different animal. And like shifting from producing to artistry, how did we get there? Because myself, I had to make the shift, and I know that was difficult just to make the shift of being from behind the scenes in front of the camera. So how's that journey been for you?
Well, it hasn't been too crazy, mainly because while I'm producing, I'm usually hearing melodies and hearing different things. So I'm having to like sing certain things to kind of get to the next point of the production. And then sometimes I'm just singing it as an idea. So as far as like the transition into artistry, it wasn't that drastic for me because I was already doing it, but I just wasn't publicly doing it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I got to ask, what's your favorite DAW? Because I know when I met you, you were FL guy.
Yeah. So, okay. So it's a lot of different things. So for production, Fruity Loops. For like drums production, Fruity Loops. To like add layers and different things like that, I would say Logic. And then for recording, hands down, is Pro Tools. Like I will not record. So obviously I went to school for engineering and all this other stuff, so I can record in any DAW. But
big shout out, he went to the same school I did, Full Sail.
Hey, shout out. But yeah, I definitely prefer recording in Pro Tools over anything because it just makes more sense for me. Yeah. But as far as production, I like Fruity Loops and Logic and all that.
Okay. So the album Vital, right? How did we get here? Because like I know me as a producer, I have thousands of songs just sitting on a hard drive. So how did we get here to an actual album?
Yeah. So long story short, it took some years. A lot of things happened in between me starting the project and me getting here. My laptop was stolen twice, so I had to start the whole project over twice. So imagine having all your songs done, mixed, ready to go, and then you come out and it's like, okay, so I know I left my laptop sitting right here. I know I did, but I don't see it. And then you realize when you go to the other side, you know, the glass is broken on the car, and so it was a whole experience. Definitely was frustrating. Like, and then the second time, like the production laptop was stolen, so it's like now I'm having to like learn a new DAW as it relates to production because, like I said, Fruity Loops is my main MO.
Right.
But pivoting from that, and it's like, all right, cool. I know how to produce, so I just need the sounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking for, all right, cool. These are my sounds. These are just in the third. So then switching the production into Pro Tools, working with different people, like trying different songs, certain songs not lasting, you know, having a first round of the album, and it's like, this is cool, but I don't really have the vibe that I need. And then just kind of sitting on it and allowing life to happen, and then, you know, circling back, like, I really want to do this. Like, I don't want it to just be something that I shoulda, coulda, woulda type moment, you know? So I wanted to just lock in and like figure it out. And, you know, I reached out to James, and it was like, hey, I'm calling the Avengers because I'm trying to get it done. Like, this is not a game. This is not a joke. This is serious. So let's get to it, man. So
I remember you had called me before that record. You had called me to do a mix on the entire thing. And that, to me, slapped.
Yeah.
Like, that was the hit of all hits. So tell me about the process of how you can have a specific set of songs and it just might not be the right timing for them.
I mean, you said it perfectly. Sometimes it's just not the right timing for it. And sometimes you go through certain things and you're not in that mode or in that mood anymore, and that also changes what you want to be out in public, you know. So certain songs you might not have felt that way as time has passed, and then certain songs it's like, oh, I actually don't like this as much as I thought I did now that I've had some time to listen to it and, you know, step away from it. Because like when you're in the mix, you're like, everything is dope, I love this is the dopest song I've ever released. And then you take a night and come back, it's like, this is the weakest thing I've ever released in my life. Like, I'm so glad I didn't put this out. So being able to just take my time and be able to really enjoy the process allowed for me to get to what we have now with Vital. And yeah, it's just a great body of work, man. Definitely came at a right time for me. I've always wanted to release a project on my birthday, and it was many birthdays missed, and I was like, dang, all right, the album ain't done yet. Or
I think that's every artist's dream, though, right? Just releasing it on your birthday, a body of work. So you've got the album out. What's the plans for the future?
So I really want to tour. Like, that's always been a dream of mine. So I want to tour. I want to work with all types of artists. Like, again, I started in production first, so being able to move in that space even more now that, all right, cool, here's a body of work where it's me singing, I engineering, I produce, all these things. So you kind of have like, it's almost like a resume, if you will.
Yeah,
you know, like, hey, forget all the people I work. This is what I did for myself. You know, because a lot of people, especially in Atlanta, man, for who you work with, just that don't. Are you them? No.
Yeah.
So let's figure out how to make your sound, and then we can go from there. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, yes, Pharrell is Pharrell, but Pharrell producing for, you know, No Doubt, is completely different from him producing for Noriega or for Justin Timberlake. Sound. Yeah, it's a different sound. So it's like, yeah, you might have the same producer, but it doesn't matter realistically who they work with. It's, are they good for you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think everybody can sing or rap or whatever on a Timberland beat, even though he's like one of the GOATs as production. That doesn't mean that you can get on there. Your style might be more of Dark Child or more of, you know, D Miles, who does like a lot of Lucky Day stuff. So just being able to navigate those things. But for me, I really want to tour. I really want to like get out and like see the people, see them singing my song, see them engaging with me engaging with them as it relates to, you know, this is something I took time on, and you all are appreciating it just as much as I am. You know what I mean? Ooh. And I really want to be able to be in that atmosphere. Like I truly feel like my calling is bringing people together to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So whatever that means, whether it's from event production, whether it's from, you know, music, whether it's from singing, whether it's from whatever the case may be, I feel like my purpose is to bring people together to have a good time. So touring is just, I'm just doing it multiple times in different cities with, you know, people that I've never met, but they know of me through my music. And I think that's just dope.
I think when you said bringing people together, like that definitely speaks you, because every time I'm with you, it's always a good time.
Yeah.
I never have a bad time. I don't think I can call one time where it's been bad. Yeah. It's always been a good time. Even though I might not eat the same things you eat. You know what I'm saying? But it's still always a good time. So Spicy Bay, right? Spicy Bay. How did that become the feature of the album? Because he's got some hits on here, bro. He's got some hits. How did that become the feature?
I think just organically, the space I'm in now, I want to move. You know, like previously in my career, I did a lot of like, you know, typical R&B, standing in front of the mic, just singing. Yeah, and that's cool. But again, but if you were to hear all of my production, as far as like people that I've worked with, and it's movement. Yeah, like it's, you know, you can't help but move, and like I was like, I want to create something like that for myself, and something that just allows for me to move freely on stage. Like a homie of mine named Barclay, he's a phenomenal artist, and he just has so much freedom on stage. Yeah. And you know, him and I work together and like just kind of produce like a lot of stuff that allows for him to just move. So me being able to see him be so free, and knowing that I helped along that journey as far as the production, it kind of just, it sat with me more, and it's like, why don't I just do this for myself? Like clearly this is something that you want to do. So, you know, long story short, being able to create more moments like that made sense for me, you know, and put on the albums, and a lot of people just rock with it. So I was like, all right, let's run it, you know.
Let's dissect that for just a little bit, because I know you had mentioned Barclay. When I first met you, Barclay was there, Ransom was there, Cedrion was there. You have a whole crew that you specifically work with, right? So with Barclay and Ransom's albums coming out, how did that make you feel when you haven't had yours out yet?
I felt good, mainly because I was able to help my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, you know, yes, my album wasn't out and this and the third, but I also wasn't really focused on that. You know, it's like, all right, cool. Barclays, we're working on Barclay's album. Bet, let's get that to the best that it can possibly be with the resources that we have in that moment. And cool, let's do it. I'm rooting for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Ransom, we focus on your album now. All right, let's figure these things out. Let's get the songs. Let's get the track list, how it needs to sound. All right, boom. I'm in your corner too. Like, I'm happy. So like, I'm genuinely happy in those moments because I'm still creating. And I think at the end of the day, yes, I wasn't releasing my music, but I was still creating. And, you know, I was put here to create at the end of the day. And to be able to create with my friends is just a beautiful thing, because a lot of people aren't able to do that with their friends because they may be in different arenas or different career paths or whatever the case may be. So being able to do that for people that I know and people that I support and people that I feel are dope as well and that need that shine, and everyone, you know, is pretty much doing it by themselves.
Yeah.
It allowed for me to have that same joy just as much as them, you know.
I think that's so good, because a lot of people will produce records. I mean, even myself, I'll produce records for other people. I'll songwrite for other people. But there does come a time where I'm just like, man, I done put all this work for everybody else, and I ain't did none for myself. So that's good that you understand the purpose of being a team player, and also understand the purpose of when it's your turn, they'll do the same for you. Yeah, that's beautiful.
And that's literally how it is, because I think you have to remove ego. Like, a lot of people have too much ego to where it's like, oh, well, I got to be this, I got to be that. Cool, you will when it's your time. If your homie is, put like this, if it's, you got 4 people, all y'all do music, and then your homie got the sauce right now, like everybody's on, cool, y'all gather your resources and push him, because at the end of the day, if y'all really locked in, if y'all really cool, they gonna bring you up with them anyway, because they know the people that supported them, they know the people that was behind the studio engineering, producing, taking the photos, doing this. Come on now, they know they didn't get there by themselves. Right. So being able to understand, like, all right, it's this person's time. Let's all get behind this person. All right, boom, it's your time now. All right, let's get behind you. And it allows for everybody to just move with grace and move with peace about it. You know what I mean? And not having like this underlying envy. Oh, he you know, everybody's looking. Joker, you ain't gonna be the hottest thing every time. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta understand that and get over it, you know?
So it's all about timing. Like the seasons, I guess you could say. Like operating in different seasons.
Yeah, somewhat. But honestly, just the biggest thing is removing ego, because it's a lot of, you know, we grew up in the church, so jokers be stuck on the seasons, but sometimes seasons last longer than a season, if you will. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, we got 4 seasons in a year, but your season might last from, you know, winter to next winter. Yeah. That's the whole year, or it might keep going. You feel me? Yeah. So being able to like just enjoy the moment, enjoy where you are, and just remove that ego, remove that underlying hating on whatever, because it's not going to do you any good. It's going to do you, it's actually going to push back what's for you, because you're not able to receive now, because I'll take it back. I learned so many things during that time of not releasing music by helping other people, that I was able to then, I remember this didn't work when we tried it with this, so let me not even, I saved myself 5 days. Wow. Because I learned that lesson from helping someone else get their stuff off the ground.
So the process of everyone else pretty much bettered you for the time for your release.
For sure.
Okay, man, that's good. So what would you say to an artist who's really going down the same path, right? Who's going down the same path, but they're ready for their time to shine. What would you say to that artist?
They're going down the same path as far as what?
Same path as you, right?
Okay.
Like they've been helping everybody else. They've been doing like shows for everyone else, but now it's their time to shine. But they don't know when the opportunity is going to face itself.
The biggest advice I would say is just stay ready. Because you don't really know, but then you'll know. I know it sounds super all over the place, but the reason I say that is like there was a moment I was just sitting on the couch and I was like looking at tracks and, you know, I'm like, all right, cool. I like this one. I like this one. And put this in the folder. Woo, woo. And I look up, I'm like, oh, the album is almost done. You know what I mean? I just need to re-record this. Oh, okay, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but throughout the entire time of helping everybody else, I'm still working on my stuff. Like never neglect yourself. You know, self-love is key. You know what I mean? That's why when you're on the plane, they tell you, you know, fix your mask first before you help anybody else, because like you have to make sure you're good in order to help somebody else. So it's like, granted, again, I wasn't releasing my own music like that, but I was still working on my stuff daily, you know, because it's like, all right, cool. Times are changing. Let me switch things up. Let me, you know, get in my own zone. All right, boom, you need help with this? I got you. Woo, woo, woo.
So it's knowing when to pick up the bat and put down the bat, knowing when to go within that time, because I feel like a lot of artists who are helping other people and then they want their shine, they get so in the rut of, hey, I want my shine, but I'm helping everybody else. They don't work on their own stuff. Yeah,
you never want to be in a space where you're not working on yourself consistently. Again, it might not always be outward. You know, people might not always see it, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. As long as you know you're working on your own thing. Again, when the quote unquote timing comes, you'll know because you've been actively working on it every day, even if it's a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna turn this volume down. You worked on it. You know what I mean? Cool. Celebrate everything, every win, even if the smallest things. All right, cool. I opened my laptop, put my password in, and then move this song from this folder to that folder. It might be small, but it's a win, because at the end of the day, when you come back to it, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about this song. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saving so much time. You're saving so much like creative ability by just working on it day by day. So like, as far as for someone that's on the same path and is ready for the time, just keep going. Be consistent with yourself and making sure that you're consistently working on the things that you care deeply about daily, regardless if you're helping anybody else. And then when you come back to work on it, because you've been taking it step by step, brick by brick, you'll see, oh, okay, it's time now. Because at the moment where I was helping these people, when we got to this point, it was time to release. I'm at this point now. I don't need to help anybody right now. Boom, let's go. It's go time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just take it like that. I think Will Smith was saying, you know, something about, I'm going to lay the brick down the best I can, just one brick every single day. Wow. Instead of trying to worry about building the house, like, no. If you take your time and just lay that one brick as perfect as you can that day, go 100% that you can that one day. The next day, do the same thing. Eventually, like I said, you'll step back and be like, all right, I'm going to take this one brick. Oh, wait a minute. The house is done. Okay, great. Like I did it, but you're not so focused on like, oh, his house is bigger than mine. He finished his house 10 years ago, and he finished this, that, and he got this Grammy. Like I was there at some point earlier on in my career, which is why I'm actually thankful for the time. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, but thankful for the time period between, you know, when I took a break into now, because I was able to, again, remove that ego and push down that, not even push it down, like literally remove the ego and remove the comparison. I had to take time from social media, because comparison, that's what gets you there in the space of ego, in the space of feeling like you have to do the same thing this other person does because y'all are on the same page, y'all are on the same level technically. But why is his album doing this, or why is her album doing this, that, and the third, whatever. That's not for you, bro. That's what they got going on.
So it's more so about focusing on the big picture, like focus on the main goal.
Focus on the main goal and focus on today. Sometimes you can be distracted by the big picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And thinking that, okay, I got to do this. You also have to do the small things to get there. But if you're always 10 years ahead, you'll continue to stay 10 years ahead without actively getting there, without actively doing the things it's going to take to, when you get 10 years from now, it'd be done, instead of when you get 10 years from now, you still got another 10 years because you didn't do anything. But, I got to have this. I got to have this. Okay, what did you do to get to that point? What did you do that was going to help you so when you circle back, you don't have to, backtrack, So, yeah, man, just taking it one day at a time, focusing on the day, still having the goal in mind and the inspiration, if you will, but taking a step back and looking at what do I need to do today in order to progress and in order to get to that goal. So that way, when I do hit a moment where I might need to do a lot today, you've already done enough because you've taken it one day at a time,
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Let's talk about event production, right? Mm-hmm. How did we get into that? It's like, we're talking about artistry, right? Mm-hmm. We got an album that came out, but then you also have event production where you do live shows for other organizations. How did we get here?
So good old Full Sail, went to school to, learn engineering and audio engineering and all that. And, at first I was just using it for music. I mean, for my songs and this and the third. Yeah. And then of course it gradually went into helping, friends with their projects. And then during the pandemic, actually, was able to get into contact with candlelight shows, and they reached out and needed someone to do sound for the quartets and all this other stuff. I was like, well, shoot, I've never done quartets, but I know how to do sound. Let's run it. Ain't nothing but a YouTube video to look up, woo, 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 and then figure that out. And, been doing sound and stuff for them since 2020. So it's like, it just gradually got there, but I had been working on it day by day.
Yeah.
Working on my own sound. Okay, if I can turn this EQ, this does this to this voice. So all right, let me just keep that in mind. Okay, if I put this fader on, this production, okay, that's what it does to the kick or to the drum or to this synth, whatever the case may be. So you take all these moments, learn, and then when it's time to activate it for something bigger, it's like, oh, okay, cool. I don't feel like I'm overwhelmed because I've been doing this. I've just been doing it for other things. Mm-hmm. So from doing that, and then also early on in my career, I hated the middleman. Ooh. When it related to getting booked for things. Like there was this company called Afton Booking. I'm not sure if you heard of it.
No, I've never heard of that one.
So basically what they would do was they would book a venue, and then they would, send out information to different artists, and you would then reach out to your fan base and have them buy tickets, and they would just give you a percentage of the tickets. Which is cool. Like, again, like I said, it allowed for me to do shows and to not have to worry about the venue, because now you're performing with different artists that you may not know. Woo, woo, woo. But I was peeping game. I was like, okay, some of these shows, it was just my crowd. And, I might have had 4 other people performing that they found this and the third. But I was like, okay, if this room fits 100 and 70 of them are for me, but I only got, $5, you know what I'm saying? Like you start doing numbers. I only got $5. The tickets was $20.
Hold on, player. Hold on.
You know what I mean? So then I started to look at okay, who owns this venue? Who's the manager of this venue? All right, how much does this venue cost to rent it out for a day? If I was to do the same thing, but just for myself, same people that's in here, how much would that cost? and it was definitely a fraction of
the price.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, these jokers is finessing like a mug. So I just transitioned into that realm. So I started putting on my own shows, started putting on shows for people that I knew that were performing and that were artists. I was like, this person is dope, this person dope. Yeah, they need to do a show together. All right, let's do a show together. You know what I mean? I'm gonna rent the venue out and boom, I'm gonna pay y'all artist fees. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to worry about trying to, because again, my purpose is bringing people together to have a good time. You know what I mean? So everything that I'm doing, it just falls in line with that. So, you know, being able to get the shows, being able to get the venues, and then now I'm learning the back end of it. Again, like I said, like I enjoy this timing because I learned so much that is going to help for the tour. Because now I already know the booking. I have my own sound equipment. I know a slew of engineers, you being one of them. You know, I know, you know, the event production side, like that. I don't need to outsource anything. Everything is in house. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of independent artists are just on the music side and possibly like just the business side, which is great. But I truly want to be a part of the entire process. Like, even from the merch, like I do design, like, you know, when you're an independent artist, you gotta do everything by yourself anyways. But learning all of these things, it's like, okay, I know where to get the merch from. I know where the supplier is from. I know where to get the prints from. Okay, I know how the price point, this, that, and the third. All right, cool. Now we got the venue. Now we got the licensing. Now we have, you know, all the permits we need to get. You know, doing festivals, all this, started my own festival. And, you know, just kind of continue to build that. So it's the journey really just came out of necessity, honestly.
So you're basically kind of being the label in a sense. Like, you would be your own label. Because a lot of people feel like distribution is being the label, when the label is so much more than distribution. So you're basically creating a bank for yourself. So that way, whenever you go this place, whenever you go that place, you have it. That is so good. That is so good. So, okay, I've been to a couple of your events. Like, I think, was that are you in partnership with Tempo Fest?
No. So Tempo Fest is solely Barclay. I was just there doing sound. Again, helping my friends. It's like, all right, cool. You need sound for the joint. Clearly, I do sound. I got my own stuff. I'm bringing it there. You know what I mean?
So, okay. With that being said, because I know you have, I think it's Sync Fest.
Yeah, Sync Cinema Fest.
Sync Cinema Fest. And what's the other one that you have?
So we have another thing that's more DJ focused called Rendezvous.
So I did Rendezvous. Beautiful experience. Guys, go check it out. So with that being said, just making sure that it's all in-house and making sure that everything is done, how much easier is it that you don't have to rely on anyone else?
Oh, it's extremely easy because I don't have to rely on, you know, and not that all people are like shady or nothing, but just sometimes folk got their own thing going on with their lives. So like, you might be depending on someone for X, Y, and Z, and then they flake, but you still got to produce X, Y, and Z. So again, like I said, it kind of came out of necessity as far as like me doing all of the things, not because I didn't want to delegate it. Wasn't nobody around, you know what I mean? So yeah.
No, I know plenty of times where I have to be the photographer, the videographer, the engineer, the mastering engineer. Sometimes I might just have to be the bookie, you know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that the dream comes alive. So, all right, we're gonna transition and go into a little game. You ready for this?
I'm with it.
This is called This or That. All right, here we go. Barbecue or seafood?
It depends on who's cooking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so okay. Where am I getting the barbecue and the seafood from the same spot?
It's anywhere you want to go. Anywhere you want to go. Either one. Like, think of your favorite barbecue spot and think of your favorite seafood spot. Now, I know we can eat. So
look. I'll say barbecue.
Okay. All right. Vegan food or barbecue?
Barbecue.
All right. Rapping or producing?
Producing.
Performing or songwriting?
Performing.
Okay. Bowling or basketball?
Basketball.
Atlanta or Florida?
Atlanta.
Really? Okay. Airplane or car?
I'll say car.
Okay.
Because I like plane if I'm trying to get somewhere. You know what I mean? But car, like, ain't nobody about to drive no 24 hours to LA.
Yeah.
But car, I do a lot of production in the car.
So you, instead of being in the studio, you take your laptop and go in the car.
Yeah, so I did the entire album in my car.
Wow.
So I like just a change of scenery. And again, like I said, I can engineer. I don't really need to be stationary. But if the view, like I've recorded, so I went on top of Lenox Mall's parking garage and recorded like one of the songs. But I'm looking at the city line, you know, the skyline, the sunset, all this. You know what I'm saying? All of these things and elements are helping me to create. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm just going to record. I got the mic. I got all the stuff I need. Wow, you know what I mean? Getting everything done. So yeah, I definitely prefer the car creatively because I'm just able to take in the sights, take in the quiet time. You know, if I'm like traveling out of town or something like that by myself, 9 times out of 10, I start to drive off with no music, no anything. I'm just driving, allowing the peace and quiet to really like take its time with me. And then out of nowhere, a melody comes, and now I'm recording on my phone, and then boom, and it's like rapid fire. So
you just let the moment happen.
Yeah. So
because we both know as fathers, we need that peace and quiet for that section. Because we've been listening to Bluey for the past 8 hours.
We've been on K-pop.
Demon Hunter. Yeah.
It's like, bro, if I hit this song one more time,
look. So okay, would you make a record that tells your life story, or make 20 records that only tell pieces of a story?
One record for a life story.
So like it's only one record that tells everything, or would you rather do like a series like Trapped in the Closet?
That's a hilarious.
I know.
I honestly would rather do a series only because it allows people to sit with the moment and to like conjure up their own thing. And it allows for you to shine light on certain things that you might not have had time to shine light on if it was just one song. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can, but 3 verses is the most you folk gonna listen to. You know, nowadays it's really like 1.5.
1.5.
So being able to spread it out and like talk about this section, talk about this age, talk about this moment, you know, over time, I would rather do that because I feel like ultimately you'll get a better representation of the life story rather than trying to force it all in one song.
Okay. Usher or Music Soul Child?
Usher.
Okay. Pro Tools or a DAW that hasn't been created yet but has everything you need?
I'm gonna say Pro Tools still because I already it's about time. You know what I mean? So it's like even if it's a new program, as soon as you get to it, you're gonna be like, how do I? You know what I mean? I don't have time for the how do I? I'm just gonna go ahead and go because especially like if that's the only DAW you got and you're trying to create something and like you know how the ideas hit you, it's like
I feel that
you got to get it out, and then sometimes it's like it hits you rapid fire and then it just disappears. And if you didn't record it in that moment, it's just like, oh, what was that melody? What was that? Oh, okay, we're just gonna have to move on. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely would stick with Pro Tools.
Okay. Man, we got to do a part 2. We definitely got to do a part 2 because there's so much I got to ask you. But go ahead and introduce Spicy Bay to us. Go ahead and introduce your song and where it comes from. And we're going to go ahead and play it.
All right. So this is Spicy Bay from my debut album, Vital. And hope you guys like it.